What's up, everybody? Here with a little training vlog. Recently, a good friend Colby and I took a weekend, just a one-day trip from here in Russellville to Edmond, Oklahoma, to train with Henry Akins. So, for me as a jiu-jitsu black belt, school owner, Henry Akins, definitely somebody that I've always, since I became aware of him, always wanted to train with. I mean, he I think was promoted to blue belt faster than any other Rickson Gracie student, was Rickson's third American black belt, was one of Crohn's, instructors and training partners there at the Rickson Academy. And Henry was, when Rickson wasn't there, was gone, was running the Rickson Academy in California for several years. So, really good person to kind of chase down and train with. He's from Oklahoma, but moved to California to train with Rickson when he was like 19 years old or something like that. And it's kind of like with me, the first time I saw Choke, which if you have not seen that, watch that documentary. I believe it's on YouTube. It used to be. But definitely one of the best documentaries ever. I'm biased because I train martial arts, obviously, but if you train martial arts, you will more than likely really enjoy it. So, but after I saw Choke, I really wanted to train with Rickson, and eventually did get to train with him, and it was a profound and life-changing experience. This is a guy that didn't just train with him at a couple of little back-to-back seminars or do a random private lesson with him. He trained with him extensively, perhaps at the time that Rickson, was on top and fighting and competing, and then, owning that academy, perhaps trained with Rickson more than anyone else. And Chris Burns, who just did a seminar here, said, there's probably no better living dictionary for the way that Rickson was doing things at that time, right? So it was, definitely just some context on why I was trying to go to this seminar. So, again, we drove a little over 4 hours, had to leave super early. I picked Colby up in Clarksville, then we drove through, stopped for gas and breakfast or something on the way. We get there, first seminar's 10 to 12, it was mount escapes. Not just all mount escapes, like we just had seminar with Chris Burns, it's like all mount escapes. This was more knee elbow. It was all knee elbow actually, but it was a master class on that, right? Like imagine 8 different situations that, people will do to you in mount. They'll wedge against your head, they'll pinch their knees, they'll cross their feet, they'll put the soles of their feet together, they'll grapevine you. All of the common situations, not all, but many of the most common things that people do when they're holding you in mount and you're trying to escape, he went over, defending against that and then doing the knee elbow escape, right? It was just very, very enlightening because, I definitely enlightened, my view of escaping mount, and particularly that escape, which, your hip escape, knee elbow escape, the bridge and roll UPA escape, those being the other cores escapes, and it was just nice to go to a seminar that was like, it was one technique, sometimes it's 15 techniques and they're from, mount and side control, or, six techniques from side control. And this, the arm bar, transition to here. And, if they do this was just like all the same escape. So really good for retention and learning. Then we took a break for lunch and come back, and there was another 2-hour portion of this, and it was self-defense, standing self-defense. So one thing that's cool that he was talking about is that, moving out to California when he did, and doing the things that he was doing and into training jiu-jitsu, he ended up working as a bouncer in some, large nightclubs in LA. Now, if you look at John Donaher's background, another, Renzo Gracie black belt, and somebody that has a similar background in New York, okay? So worked as a bouncer in these clubs, so really had like a lot of experience speaking on the things he was speaking on. He was just teaching, things that again, I've seen Hickson show these same things on his website or in old seminars, he's rear naked choke defense. It was defense to grabs on the throat, the lapel. I mean, many of the techniques were either in the Gracie Master Text or like Hickson's self-defense unit, if you're aware of that. These are techniques, like I've seen, the Gracie Master Text. Also, there's like Helio would teach 40 lessons to new students, right? And those are like, a lot of those are the Master Text techniques as well for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, but a lot of them, if not all of them, were that exact thing. Like, again, I've seen Hickson show every technique or that Henry showed for sure, but I've also seen all of the techniques he showed in the Gracie Master Text. So it was good to go and get actual instruction on those. Like, a lot of times I'm seeing techniques on video, I am even maybe working on it, but I've never received a lesson on it, right? And part of, I think, being a lifelong martial artist is chasing down those lessons, right? Is to be a lifelong learner and continue to evolve in jiu-jitsu. Like, that's, one of my obligations, I feel, as a black belt and an instructor, is to continue learning and refining for my students so they can, learn lessons that I learned the hard way, and they can just have the information, they can skip some of the hard lessons, just through the process of like, hey, yeah, I've already been through that. Here's how you do the knee elbow escape. I learned it from this source, which is a great source, and again, one of the better sources that I think you could learn how to do the knee elbow mount escape for sure. So self-defense was awesome. Mount escapes seminar was awesome. I will say, I made a post about this on social media, and I'm just going to speak on it for a sec. Don't want to be like negative about it too much, but so, like I just recently had Chris Burns in for a seminar at my gym, and I was like, hey, Chris, is it okay if me or, and if I film, probably the students won't film, I can just send them a link to a private video, and I won't put this on the internet for, public use, which is like common courtesy. Like, I never, in the past, like we have Jack Toffer, he taught a seminar a couple years ago on the Vale Tudo Guard. It's on our YouTube channel. And he's like, hey, yeah, upload that. Don't just for you, make it for everybody. That was nice, right? Like, I was talking about it yesterday and watched it recently. So it's a great source, And, having instructors, and I ask them, hey, can I film? And it's almost universally like, hey, yes, you can film, but just don't put it on the internet. Don't put it for general use because, whatever, for whatever reason. Everybody got different reasons. Some people have a member website. Just some people teach lots of seminars, and they want people to come to the seminars. I personally think you're going to come to the seminar. Like, I will say this, 6 out of the 8 things Henry Akins showed are on YouTube with him teaching it, but I did not, I did not film that day. And because like right out the gate when we line up, I notice no one's filming. Okay, so no one's filming. I'm not going to be filming because I've seen like some stories out there where like some guy was asked not to film at a seminar at Gordon Ryan, then he was like secretly trying to film or something, whatever. Like maybe he was, I don't know. I wasn't there. But there's a story out there like that. You can look it up, right? So controversy. And I get it. Like, Gordon Ryan's seminar is very expensive. His videos, like, he sells tons of them. Like, I get why people would not want you to film, okay? So why I didn't film, why I wasn't even gonna ask, even though there was no announcement on like no photography or video or whatever. So the first seminar, I took some pictures throughout, like definitely was taking notes on my phone, like while he's teaching and in between techniques and stuff, and over lunch, and took some pictures. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I got these pictures. I could, I see some people taking some pictures too. I'd send this to the gym owner maybe. If he wants to post on social media, or I'll like check in here and post them on our gym page. And, we have 5,000 followers on, so it'll be good for everybody, So it is 2 hours, a break, and then 2 hours. So that second seminar, the self-defense, we're doing a grab, and I'm gonna make it the thumbnail of this video, where Henry is grabbing the throat, or somebody's grabbing Henry's throat rather. And we did, some techniques off of that, like really, really awesome technique, one of them. And there's about 25 minutes left in the seminar, okay? About 25 minutes. And the owner of this gym, it was Red Line Jiu-Jitsu in Edmond, Oklahoma. The owner's named Ty Gay. And I went to take a picture of like just that pose of the guy having his hand on Henry's throat, and Henry kind of being like this, like, trapping the hand here and getting ready to do the technique. And he'd shown it once and was doing it again. I was like, man, I'm gonna get a picture of that. It'll be cool. And I've taken probably 30 pictures between, the hour and a half preceding that seminar and then the 2 hours before. And as soon as I take my phone up to take a picture, this dude, Ty Gay, is like, no video. And I was like, oh, okay. Wasn't taking video the whole day. And it's, I don't know, just the way it came across. Henry was in the middle of teaching, so rude in that regard. If you think I'm filming, say something to me on the side, whatever. I'm not telling this dude how to handle his business. It's led to me making videos and posts on the internet about it. So it's like there could have been a better way to handle it. I would have handled it a better way. I would have handled it on the front end and or made announcements at the event that there was no video, or pictures or whatever. But that was pretty on par for the day with that guy. There were at least 3 other times throughout the day where like in that instance where Henry was actually teaching and he hijacked the seminar, like interrupting, talking over, what ifing, yeah butting, whatever. It was just a weird deal where like full on ego just out on display, it was. And I will say, the seminars were great. Henry came over and worked with us a couple of times. I learned a lot. But for me, the event was really overshadowed. I was having a really great time, and it would have not been a negative experience at all other than being in a car for about 9 hours on your day off, right? But it just totally mentally turned it around for me when he did that. I was just like, man. Like, what's up with that? But, I received several text messages and DMs after I made a post on social about this. And, that being said, I really think that that's just a reflection of that person and that gym or the culture that person's created in that gym or the culture that exists when they are there. And, again, that's with several people reaching out to me being like, oh, yeah, that's how things are, here's this other story and here's another story from this person. So whatever, again, just like 25 minutes left on the whole day. I'm having a great time, positive experience. And then it was like, bummer. It is what it is on that front though. I wouldn't recommend anybody go to an event there. And I didn't even know about it because I didn't see really Henry posting about it, but Henry did a seminar the next day in Tulsa, which is closer to me. I would have went to that one had I been charting it, right? But I believe that Henry teaches at that academy in Tulsa quite often. And a friend of mine had gone to a seminar there, Steve Borley, who's taught a seminar here and has it's on our YouTube channel if you want to watch it. But Steve's a good friend of mine, trained with Henry at this gym. And maybe we'll hit him up there next time instead of driving all the way to Edmond, Oklahoma. So. But again, I don't want to discourage anyone from training with Henry. The seminars were great. They were, top tier. I've recently done several seminars with world champions, you name it, Rafael Lovato, and out of all this, trained with Rodrigo Feijão, just hosted Chris Burns, when trained with Henry, if Jack Toffer. I've had several seminars that I've got to go to recently, and it's right there with, some of the best information and best seminars that I've been to. Again, just kind of a little bit of a negative experience there at the end, not the fault of the instructor, other than being the instructor of that guy, association. So that's that, guys. Thanks for listening. you have some more training vlogs coming out soon. I have done several seminars recently, and I'm trying to, capture and catalog that and those experiences and memories. Want to challenge everybody to always be trying to approach martial arts as a student and always be learning.